Welcome back to the Blade of Akar channel. Today we are quickly covering the robot instances. Now there are 4 of them as far as I'm aware, and what I'm also going to cover is the maintenance tunnels that you may not be aware of, and they help us kind of link all of these instances up. So without further ado, what we're going to do is head over to the Droktimus Prime instance straight away. So we're here at Iron Haven, and we want to hop on our hoverboard and head over to the north of this island up here. There will be waypoints in the description of the video, so if you need those waypoints, they'll be there. Okay, we've reached the road's conclusion. There's a service center kind of outpost thing here with a turret. What we want to do is now go up the hill to the big gun that you can see in the distance. This will take us to our first instance, the Droktimus Prime instance. We're just going to whiz past all of the defending robots. Not really interested in them. Just whiz straight across here to the door. Might get some aggro on the way. Yeah, we're going to jump off. And we're going to jump into our first instance. As you can see, we're now loaded in, and what we get is the RDI laboratories kind of aesthetic. There's no turrets here, so we don't need to worry about that. We're just going to come running in. Actually, don't have any ammo. I have a little bit of ammo. We're going to kill these derelict drones. And a derelict coordinator. And now what we're going to do is go into these side doors here. And we've got a couple more drones to kill. These instances have an auto loot function, so you don't need to pop an auto loot. It's on by default. I just destroyed the power generator there. We'll need to do that on both sides. The power generator controls the main door here. And this is kind of a copy-paste of... kind of a copy of paste of the A1 RDI Labs instance. Right, now we've got turrets, and we want to take those out first. You'll want some long range for this. Now, if you don't have much in the way of options, you know, an Enkid Howler S4 is relatively cheap and has a lot of range, so you can sit right the way back. But they will take you some time because it's low DPS. And now we've run out of ammo, so time to do this. We keep in these things. There we are. And there's nothing really much else in this area. So it's just it just remains for us to do Droktimus Prime here. Easy win. We got Hyperion vouchers. We just get the 1 and some shrapnel and whatnot. Right, and for those that have done the RDI, this is kind of the loot room at the end of the RDI. We also have the side room. And in here is a communications terminal, which has some lore stuff in it and kind of hints at a code at the bottom. You want to remember these codes. Note them down somewhere. Now we're just going to exit here. And this is where we look at the maintenance tunnels. So we come out of there, and immediately we face out from the door, and we turn left, and go around the side of the building, and here is the maintenance tunnels door. Let's get rid of this guy. Oh, we've lost sound again. I won't bother sorting that out until we hop inside. Actually, we don't need to sort it out. It sorts itself out. Okay, now the maintenance tunnels are a little bit of a maze. It's based on a beacon format. So those who have done beacons in the past will be familiar with the kind of layout that's in here. But basically, for us to get to the next boss, which I can't remember the name of, but we'll find that out when we get there. We just basically want to go straight through. Oh, the maintenance tunnels now have a scrambled radar. It didn't have that before. It did not have that before. So someone's already in here kind of killing stuff, but there's one down here. Alright, looks like they're already having a go at that one. So headed back up. So that's where we came in over there, and it says exit. They all say exit. There's nothing unique about the names of the exits, which is a little bit of a pain actually, because it's helpful to kind of get your bearings. But we would just want to straight shot it all the way through. Just stay in a straight line, and this will take us to our second instance. Let's just keep going straight ahead. Ignore the path to the left there. We don't need that. Not right now. We'll keep running through here. Straight shot. Keep going straight. Here we want to go up, because that's a dead end. Now, obviously, you can come in here and there'll be loads of bots to fight. Yep, so keep going straight through. And then you end up in this room here, which is kind of a carbon copy of the way you came in, which is also something that makes it kind of confusing. And it just says exit at the top there. But because we've just done a straight shot through, I know this is our second exit. Now we've popped out at the second robot base, which is a stone's throw from transit base Alfonso. You can see the big white kind of building there. And we're just going to go around the corner. That's the entrance to this from the main road. And then we have the Elevex station. And now we're inside the next RDI instance. Now, the mobs start getting a little bit more challenging. I can't remember how this one starts now. So we're going to open this. Duck to the side. Okay, so this is the C1 style. There we go. We have to get them to spawn in. Unfortunately, this door keeps shutting. So what we need to do is get inside and just range that one first. And then we can kind of tag a Defenatron over and work on those. Now, I was wearing Nemesis for the first one. What I'm going to do is I'm going to swap to my other setup just to make it easier for myself. It's not that challenging, this one, but I'm just making it easier for the recording. But basically, what I've found is Pegasus with AP66 electric plates seem to be the play. But I haven't fully worked out all of the damages just yet. So we're going to just take these guys out. It doesn't really matter which way you go, left or right first, but you have to basically go both ways anyway. We'll just keep tackling these guys. Working our way down the ramp here. Well, I say this is a C1, but the last one kind of looks the same as this, but it's a bit different. I don't know if that's custom for ARIS or whether that's another variant of the RDI labs I just don't know about. So maybe you could comment in the comments below if you know. Okay, so this is the last guy. Now, I think what we need to do is go in here and deal with these Defenatrons. Now, of course, what you can do is kind of get the door open, tag one up to the door frame, and just sit back a bit and not risk aggroing a second one. They're not high aggro, so I haven't really had much problem with that. The turrets are the biggest problem. So we've got some more through this room. And then what we need to do is destroy this power generator in the kind of the bath, the tub, in the recess. There's nothing much else in these rooms at the moment. That's the power generator done. There's nothing really in the corners. I've checked before. But feel free to explore yourselves. You may find something I've totally missed. So there is that. That door doesn't do anything. So we're just going to head right back up to reception. Okay, we're at reception again now. I'm going to call this reception. It kind of looks like a reception. And now we're off down the other path, clearing out the ads again. Now, I think you can, in certain circumstances, kind of skip a bunch of mobs just by killing the power generators and not clearing the rooms. I haven't tried that myself, but I think Sir Bear did that on stream, and it was fine. But, you know, I want the components, so I'm going to kill the mobs. So we've cleared out the main tunnel. And now we've got a couple of warriors to deal with. Oh, and a drone. Now in here... After we kill this mob, we need to destroy all of these power generators against the wall. Done. And you can hear something in the background there. So we're just going to head off around the corner. Back to reception. And we'll find now that this main door is now open. But nothing spawned in yet. So what we're going to have to do is switch to the long range. We're going to run in and run back out again. There we go. Now the turrets are kicking off. And then we can pick off the turrets at the back. What we want to try and do is peek it a little bit so that it can't see us, but we can see it. Doesn't always work. In some places that does work. Right, now we can go in the room because these are all pretty low aggro. And we can deal with Defenatrons. Okay, so the main boss here is called Defenatron. That's the one I couldn't remember. There are a bunch of boss mobs around some of these, well, not around some of these places, but in some other places. that you can deal with that kind of complete another mission. I haven't actually completed that myself. I've only done 2 of the 4. But I'll be covering that in another video. Okay, now all that remains is to do the big guy. It doesn't really hit any much harder than the rest of the mobs here, so you know, if you've worked your way to this point, it's not that much harder. And oh, we get a 4 bang of blueprints there. Very, very nice. Very nice. Did I miss a room? I think I missed a room. Aha, yes. Okay, I missed a room here to the left of the right-hand side tunnel. So there's reception. We came down the right. There were the bank of 4 power generators in there with a couple of warriors. There's a room here. And in this room, you will find a communications terminal, and there is some more lore stuff and a code to be remembered at the bottom. So we're going to make our way to the exit, and we're going to head back into the maintenance tunnels and find our next exit. Okay, we're back at this place, which is basically mainly derelict destroyers over here near Alfonso. We're going to head back around the corner into the maintenance tunnels, like so. So now we're back inside. We're going to straight shot it back the way we came, because we've entered where we exited. Even though it looks kind of the same as how we entered originally, it's not. It's the other exit, and you can tell that by kind of this section here, because we have to go down instead of just going straight along, and then we have to go back up. Now we're in this room here where we have the passageway off to the right. Now if you head back that way, that's going to take you back to Droktimus Prime, but we want to go this way into the kind of caverny bit. And there are mobs in here still. Now I can't quite remember which way you go next. I think there's an exit there. There's also an exit over there. Let's try the one to the right first. We have to go up these stairs. Off to the right. Off to the right again. If you go left and jump down, you're back in that main room we were just in. And someone is in here with us. And then it's a straight shot through here. Mobs are not particularly difficult in here. I'd say not particularly difficult. I mean, they are pretty strong, and I'm wearing Pegasus with big plates, so... It's not auto loot in this bit, so bear that in mind. I think there might be another robot around. I'm going to go and... Yep, I'm going to deal with that. So I'm going to jump all the way down. There he is. And now we're going to run back up to the top again. About face, and then up here to the middle section, then up the ramp to the exit. Now I think this one should take us out at Broadcastus, which is our next waypoint. But let's just double check that. Yep, this is Broadcastus over here on the west side of the map. it does put us out right amongst these, so you're going to have to be quick. Quick, quick, quick. Run to the entrance, around the corner, down the sunken area here. There it is. Now this is the NEX-Comm Vault, and Broadcastus, which is a communications bot, should be right at home. And as you can see in this one, everything's on the tilt, which makes this a bit more interesting. Very disconcerting running around at this angle. So yeah, you're immediately greeted with a couple of Defenatrons. We've got a couple of side rooms here that we need to deal with. So I'm going to check the left one first. There we go. A couple of drones in here. Pretty much the same deal as the Droktimus Prime one. It's just all on an angle. And the mobs are a bit more difficult now. There's one generator done. Now to do this one. Right. As soon as we kill that generator, the door opens and we can move on to the next stage. A couple more Drokers and drones. Actually, all Drokers. There's a door there, but I don't think that one opens. Yep, does not open. But what we've got now is this cave opening. We can't get through that door, so we have to go through here. And what we're going to find in here is different. We've got a filing guard, a Fireroid Raider, and a filing warrior. I think there's another one behind this little clump here as well. Another filing warrior. Now, if you're wearing something like Pegasus, these aren't going to be much of a challenge. They are very much skewed to burn, these guys. But obviously Pegasus has quite a bit of burn protection. And we just got a filing finger, and there's another one, a filing guard, sat at the back here. Bit of lava flow through here. There's nothing really of interest in here, not that I've seen. So what we do is we head back out this way, and then we have the final room for here. Now, what we've got is a couple of warriors and broadcasters. We can get in the room. They don't really aggro. Just deal with these warriors. And now we deal with Broadcastus. Again, like the other instances, if you've been fighting the mobs in the instance, the boss isn't typically that much harder. So you shouldn't have much of a challenge if you've gotten this far. And we got another 3 vouchers there. We got some Hyperium. 3 lots of Hyperium, I think. Yes, 3 Hyperium. Nice. And again, we get the A1 kind of loot room at the back here. And once again, we can head off to the side. And we can read the lore piece, and we get another bit of the code. So we're just going to exit this, and we're going to head right back into the maintenance tunnels. Once you've loaded in, you do have arrival protection for a short time, so let things load in before you try and attempt the run. And once things feel loaded, run. Run! But to be honest, if you can't handle this step, then you can't really handle the instance, right? So, you know, and also if you've had to fight the mobs in the maintenance tunnels, then, you know, you kind of deserve to be there. Do you know what I mean? It's that kind of thing. You've earned your stripes. Anyway, we're going to take a run back the other way. So we're going to do a straight shot here. Again, it looks exactly the same as the original entrance, but as soon as you get into this section, you see it's different. This is the old electric field from the beacons, and you would have to wait for the electricity to pulse here. But we don't have to do that in the maintenance tunnels. Now, instead of going off left here, what we can do is we can go right. And we can just jump down here, and we're in this big room. Now, that's where we came in from the second instance, after we went up the stairs, and this is the big open room. Now, normally there's a bunch of mobs in here as well. Here's one over here. 57 Derelict Destroyer. Now, I can't remember, so we're going to cover this in the video. One of these exits takes us up to the volcano, but not to a robot instance. It may be this one that we're about to head into right now. So we can go off left or off right. Let's try the right. Actually, yeah, because there's a level 113 in there, and there's a level 48 over here. This one over here, I think takes us back to the volcano. So let's just quickly prove that, and that's where the miner bots are. All right, we've got mobs below us, so let's deal with that. There is a big couple of mobs down here. In theory, you could just basically bypass those bots underneath and just run straight to the exit. Now, we'll see if this is the volcano or Instance 4, Oblivitron. Yeah, this is the volcano. I thought it was. So here, you will see... when everything loads. There you go. Miner bots. So we're up the volcano, or the base of the volcano, and there isn't, as far as I'm aware, there is not an instance here. This is just a dead door. Now, whether this turns into an instance at some point, we'll see. Maybe we unlock that somehow as a community. I don't know, but we're going to head back into the tunnels, and this time we'll straight shot it to the other side. We're running all the way through. So we went off to the left there. We came in this way. Now I just want to quickly cover back in this room here. In the big open space room. You can actually, from that way over there, you can actually go off up that way as well, but it literally just loops back over here. So there's no doors over there. You just go around there and come back over here. But I just thought that was interesting to note for anyone coming in here and thinking, oh, is there more doors? So now... we're going off to the right. And we've got a bunch of robots in here. We want to be careful not to aggro everything. Again, the aggro is there straight away. And I think in these enclosed spaces, these bots should not have any aggro at all. Especially when they're level 113. Alright, we've aggroed another one, see? The level 80 down there. Thankfully, it can't really see us right now. So we came in that way. We're going to head off. Yeah, it looks identical, you can't tell, but the only reason you know this one is you hover over it, it's got exit written there. So it is kind of confusing. Anyway, now we have to be careful here. Again, this is going to be for the strongest of those out there, with the biggest gear and all the rest of it. I managed to kind of cobble my way through this. It is very, very challenging. Okay, we are protected at the moment. But what we need to look out for are these guys down here. Level 120 Morlatron Hypers. I'm not 100% sure of their damage types yet. It could be that the setup I've got on the Pegasus here is fine for them. I have fought them, but they're still very challenging. They do hit very big. But we basically want to avoid them. Because if we get engaged with one and it kills us, we've got to struggle to get back here again. We've got to get to a robot base and then go through the tunnels and all the rest of it. So basically, we get inside, and this is Voltforge Prime, and in here we're going to tackle Oblivitron eventually. Now, when we get in here, we're going to be attacked immediately by stuff. Turrets and a mob that comes right at us. So what we want to do is get the mob. Right, we're protected at the moment. Oh, God, these loading times, I don't know what's going on. It takes so long at the moment. I'm going to get the ML out, just in case. And then I'm going to run in and back out. That wasn't far enough. In, out. There we go, we've got red dots on the radar now. Now, there's a turret right at the back there, but what I'm going to do is pull that warrior first. But the problem here is there's a weird thing going on with this door where it won't let you attack stuff, so we have to kind of creep in, bang. There we go, back out. There we go. Now we can tackle this guy in relative peace. Level 134, Warrior Gen 10. What I need to do actually is start popping pills, so I'll do that after this guy. There we go. What I'm going to do is pop some pills. 15 milligrams of your finest. Right, and now whoa, it's already aggroed. I'm gonna get my pet out with aroma. No, electrotherapy. Right, now we want to get into a nice rhythm, side to side. He does 2 at a time. And he's dead. Done. Now we want to tag. We want to tag the guy at the back. Sorry, the pet's killing me and it threw me. There we go. We have to do a little jump because of the reception desk there. Everything's still sluggishly loading. I think the problem is both my M.2s are kind of full, and I need to clear some stuff out. We will end up using Medistims, I think, at the end. So, okay. Now this is the one I'm not sure about. I think it's a little bit different, or that maybe this is C1 and the other one's a variant of C1. But basically, this is a big loop. And so we need to tackle this very carefully. Now there's turrets around here. And there's also a mob there. So what we want to do is tag the mob. There we go. And we want to avoid, see the turret in the ceiling there. There's 2 of those. Come this side. Oh, dumb mob. Right. This is a Gen 10 destroyer, level 164. And even with this setup, he's taken some pretty big chunks out of us at times. Right, that's him dealt with. Let's get some healing on because the pet's always killing me. And what we want to do is try to just glitch this corner a little bit. We can see it's aggroed, but it can't fire at us. That's that one done. Now there's another one at the back. There it is. So we'll just peek the corner, glitch peek. It can't shoot at us. Now we can tag another destroyer. This one's a Gen 9, level 142. So just to go over the gear again, while we're killing this guy, we're running Pegasus with AP66 electric. So we've got decent burn, decent pen, impact, cut, stab is kind of okay. Not brilliant, but okay. We've got 18 shrapnel, but then we've got massive 88 electric, which seems to be helping. We're going to tag this Droker over now. So having a long-range weapon is really, really handy for this, for these sets of instances, to be honest. All of them. Well, maybe not so much the first one. First one's kind of easy. Right, we've got some rooms on the side here. And we're gonna peek this door, and what we've got is a turret we need to deal with. Now this is tricky because the door keeps shutting. But we've glitch peeked. They can't shoot us anymore. And now we can kind of tackle this guy a little easier. Now the room's cleared. We have a terminal here, but this time, instead of it being something we shoot, we actually have to interact with it. And we see partial lock disengaged. And then we have this room here, which does nothing. There's nothing in here. There's no comms stuff. There's no hidden items in here, so just bear that in mind. I'm going to head out this door. Like I said, it's a big loop, so we just continue around the loop. And we've got another chunky mob here. A big problem with like a long-range tool is quite often the DPS on them, you know, unless you're spending a lot of money, the DPS on them is quite low, and so sometimes some of these mobs, the regen is just too strong for them, so to continue shooting at them is sometimes a waste. So you just want to tag once and just let it get to you, and then switch to your DPS. Okay, that's that guy done. Now we've got a level 92 derelict Droker Gen 10. Now we make our way down to the bottom of the ramp. We've got some more stuff to deal with here. So here we have another turret. So we're going to glitch peek that again. There it is. Oh, get crit. Lovely. Now, I think there's another one a bit further down. No, I imagine that. Okay, so let's tag this 09 destroyer. Okay, that's that guy dealt with. We've got another Droker here, 09. So now we dealt with this, pretty much dealt with this 09 warrior. We can move forward again. There we go, one circuit board. Now, we can see here, we got a big window. It is a window. I can't move forward here. And you can see this big, I don't know, power core. Don't know what's going on with it. But that's, I'm not sure if that's part of C1 normally or whether that's custom for this. I didn't see anything in here. Wasn't able to get in here last time. And there doesn't seem to be anything going on over here either. We can't interact with the door, so we move on round. Got more mobs. There's another turret around here somewhere. Broke her down. Now we've got another Gen 9 destroyer. You see that regen? I'm really only just beating it. But if you know, if I get a bunch of misses, it's not worth it. Alright, that's this guy done. And we get a cheeky little 58 peta there. And now let's pull this 09 Droker. Now we've got an 09 Warrior. 27 peta, not bad. Oh. And there's a turret right there. It didn't see me. Wow. That was lucky. That was very, very lucky. Right, what we want to do is try and glitch this one. But this one's tricky because it can see my feet, so we can glitch that one. There we go. Just standing up on this little rim here helped us. Now there is another one down there somewhere. I believe. There's a warrior. It's getting all sorts of noises here. There we go. So let's deal with that now. Well, oh no, that got through. Okay, we're gonna have to just do the side-to-side play. There we go. So we've dealt with that. Now we've got this room here that we need to deal with. So there's another turret there. Just kind of taking it really at the moment. This one's kind of difficult to glitch really. Because the door keeps shutting. Yeah, if this guy takes more than half my health, I need to be worried. There we go. Just peek the sides here. Now we got a couple of terminals in here. Oh, 45 peta, very nice. So we're going to interact with that one. We've got partial lock disengaged again. Then we've got this guy. And again, partial lock. Does this door open? All locks disengaged. Opening gate. So the main gate is now open, where Oblivitron lives, so we need to head kind of that way. I'm just trying to find the room with the details in it. Let's just check this trailer. Can we see anything? No. There's a room there. Can we get in there? No, we cannot. We've got another mob up there. Now, here's the kind of concerning thing. We get this big window here, and we can see lots of robot forces getting prepared for some kind of attack somewhere. So, foreshadowing. And I don't think we can do anything with this door either. There's nothing there. Can't get over there. So nothing to be done there. Oh, it had to happen eventually. We got crit there. But it's not really that big a deal because we're going to revive right back inside. As you can see, the main gate is now open for Oblivitron. But instead of going in there, we're going to go off left. Deal with this Droker. Let's do this as quickly as possible because he's regenning the whole time. There we go. 28 paired off that guy. And we got a warrior increase there. So derelict drones. Put that on pyro. And that one on blip at the moment. Oh, that's a nice sound. What do we get there? 57 mounted and 111 blip pistolier. Very nice. Now, this is the final showdown. So we're going to have to deal with some ads first. So let's get in and get everything spawned. There we go. Turrets spamming. Okay, I'm going to get some range on those. If I can. I can't remember if I can shoot through the door though. The door frame. Let's try. Let's try. Can I... No, I can't do that. And he can see me there. And he can see me there, so... Let's try... Yeah, I can't shoot through the door frame. Okay, so the deal here then... I think this is what I did last time, is you need to get in here. And not get crit. 441 crit. Stay down. Okay, let's try that again. Right. Run, 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 run. Let's get this guy, get this guy, and we've just got to keep moving. Just got to keep moving. Okay. Rinse and repeat, maybe. Another crit, 418. This time from the destroyer here. Get back in here and deal with this other turret. That's dealt with him. Now we can deal with this guy. Why isn't that looting? So we're winging it without electrotherapy right now. Because our pet is on cooldown still. Right, that's him dealt with. 27 ped, 28 ped. Why isn't this looting? Okay, doesn't matter. Right, we're gonna pop the pet. We might need to medistim. We'll see how we go, because I haven't tried him with the plates yet. That's a lot of damage straight away. 207. I could do with a mod resto, to be honest, but we'll see how we go. But he's hitting for like 217 there. Level 234, Oblivitron. It's a tough fight. He has quite a strong regen as well, which is a real pain. So if you are ending up dying a bit... it's going to hurt you because he's going to regen a ton. So bring Medistims. Big ones. We've almost got him licked. And I've forgotten to use my divine intervention yet again. Yeah, if I get too low on the health, I have to hit the fat because the pet will undoubtedly kill me. There we go, we got him. Down you go. No fanfare? What? What? We did him for about 19 ped, something like that. We didn't get an awful lot from him, to be honest. We got 1 daily voucher. And that was it, really. Rusty optics. So, yeah, not... See, look, that I just got robbed of some loot there. That did not loot. No, I can't see any communications terminal in this instance. So, I don't think there is one. That was Oblivitron. And now you can, you know, depending on where you want to go, you can head back through the maintenance tunnels. Okay, so we've headed back outside. Let's just do the sounds trick a minute. So we are back at the robot base now. And we got these hefty guys outside. So from here, what we can do is now head back. I think we can just go up this bit of hill here. Head back this way, back into the maintenance tunnels, and what we can now do is head all the way back for Ironhaven by just running all the way through the maintenance tunnels again. It hasn't reset yet, interestingly enough. So when we come back through this way, we're not going out that way. I mean, you can go off to the volcano if you want. But we want to turn left there and go up here. And then we can head through this big room. And then once we're at the other side of this room, we come out. That's the ramp I was talking about earlier. You can go off that way. And you can kind of avoid the mobs in the room if you want. Down these stairs. We're not going left. We're going right. Straight over. A straight shot through these rooms. And we're at the home entrance. This is the Droktimus Prime exit. This is the one closest to Ironhaven. And we're back here. So what we can do is basically get the heck out of here and head back to Ironhaven, or go off and do other things should you wish. But that pretty much concludes this video. That was all 4 of the robot instances. Droktimus Prime, Defenatron, Broadcastus, and Oblivitron. And we got through all of those by heading through the maintenance tunnels and saving us a load of journey time. So if you enjoyed this one, don't forget to hit like. If you're not already subscribed, please hit the subscribe button, and I shall see you all in the next one. Bye bye for now.